Hello, my fellow Canadians. So, wow, we are off to a crazy weekend, folks. Now, let's get real here for a moment. Everybody knows that Trudeau was a drama teacher. But did you know that he used to sell marijuana back in the days of high school and college? So, personally, I'm not surprised at the state of Canada today. So, last night there was this protest by pro Palestinians, to say the least, got out of control. Cars burned, windows smashed, etc., etc. It looked like a war zone. I would even go to say that this is like our equivalent of 9/11. Some of the images I will show you are kind of graphic, but let's look at the current state of affairs of what was happening this week. We have our government leader endorsing protest at our MP's personal residence. Basically, you can harass the family of any MPs, whether it be their wives, their kids, their newborns. Karina Gold is all for that.
But this is unsurprising, Mr. Speaker, because it's from the same party whose leader was delivering donuts to people out here who were protesting, and yet this morning had protesters removed by police from his home, Mr. Speaker. The guy who cares about freedom of speech certainly doesn't like it when people oppose his views. Thank you.
So, from our official government leader, this is despicable. Going after personal residence should be a definite no-no. She's comparing it to the Freedom Convoy, which they had a permit and they actually followed the instructions of where to go to protest. But when it comes to Palestine protests, our government is all for it. Canada's official position is Trudeau restores funding to the UNRWA, which has been linked to Hamas. Let that sink in, folks. Israel has been a long-time democratic ally of Canada. And what does our Prime Minister have to say about this? Let's listen to him.
Issued warrants for Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and his former Defense Minister Yoav Gallant. Canadian law enforcement is obligated to arrest them should they come to Canada. Will you allow that to happen, or will you step in to prevent an arrest?
First of all, as Canada has always said, it's really important that everyone abide by international law. This is something we've been calling on from the beginning of the conflict.
This from the guy that respects no rules. I don't know how many ethics violation him and his government are guilty of. It's just really despicable. I'm ashamed of our country and our current government. So a little warning here, the next images are pretty graphic. So while Montreal is pretty much under siege, our Prime Minister is partying. Don't believe me? Check out these images. So this guy might lose his job not going into work today. He doesn't have a car to get to work. Our Prime Minister really doesn't care. Look at all these law enforcement officers. Look at Trudeau here partying while this is happening. There was some, I don't know if you can call them explosives, but some fireworks, all kinds of stuff thrown in the streets, smoke bombs, window smashing, cars burning. Is this a peaceful protest? I'm asking you Canadians. What do you think of all of this? What do you think of our current government? Is this acceptable by Canadian standards? I'm just left scratching my head here and wondering, where is all of this going? This is Canada, folks. This is current day Canada. I think it needs to stop.